Grace and peace, family. I hope everybody's feeling blessed today. Alright, so this morning, your message came to me super easy. So, I got up to do my normal channeling where I speak to my gods about me, about where I need to go, what I need to do, what I need to focus on. And upon using one specific deck that I kept getting drawn back to, the humility card was on the bottom of the deck. I shuffled the deck. Humility card comes out in my reading, and I'm like, wow. Now, they told me I didn't need it, so I put it back in the deck. Got the cards that I needed. At the end, I cleared my cards. I cleared all energy off my cards. Shuffled this deck again, and I put it away. Getting prepared to come back out for you guys to get your spiritual message. And when I look on the bottom of this same deck, the same card is on the bottom. And I was like, okay, so obviously this is where they want to go. They want to go with this as our message for today. So the card that was on the bottom of the deck was this one specifically, the humility card, right? Now, it says, life is funny. It has a funny way of teaching us humility. However, the greatest lesson to learn from our tests and trials is not to be bitter, but to be greater. Beautiful message. Now, I wanted to know exactly where they wanted me to go when it came to humility, because you already know we can go so many different places. We can talk about how you're not humble. We can talk about how you should be humble. How, you should interact with people, who aren't humble. There's so many areas you can go to. So I was like, let me clarify exactly what they want to do. And the first card that came out was feminine energy. It says gentleness, nurturing, and mothering. Now, the energy of that one was directing me toward understanding that being someone who has humility, who operates in modesty, is not the same as being someone who is self-serving, and on the opposite of that spectrum, self-sacrificing. Now, here's why I believe this energy is coming out. Many of us women are taught that in order to get love, in order to get respect, in order to get people to want to keep you in their energy, you have to either sacrifice yourself or you have to put yourself on a pedestal. One or the other. And neither of those are successful ventures. Neither. When you are self-serving, you cross the line of being a woman of valor, a woman of moral integrity, to being someone who believes in hierarchies and that they are better than others. And when you're self-sacrificing, you don't believe in yourself enough. You allow yourself to be taken advantage of, and you don't gain or keep the ability to keep others around in a way that your boundaries are upheld, so you feel comfortable. You just have people around. The comfortability does not exist. It's finding the balance between the two, and that is where humility resides. And to be somebody who is humble and modest, these are virtues that directly correlate with being a divine feminine. A woman should always be modest. She should definitely carry herself with self-respect, and yet know that she doesn't need to flaunt that. When you have power, you don't have to tell everybody you have power, because it's known. It's read in your energy. It's read through your presence. How you choose to operate. That power is always present. It doesn't disappear. If you have to advocate for your powerfulness, or you have to make others believe in it, you have to reassure yourself if you believe in it. And that's what humility does not need to do. When you are someone who is humble, you know that everyone around you have importance only because you give them importance. If they matter to you, they are important. So you don't need to be over them. You don't need to prevent them from being better, because you know that by being in engagement with that person, that thing, that company, that organization, they naturally gain importance. It's not through you sacrificing yourself. Now, a lot of people will take humility and modesty and try to flip it. If you are someone who is modest in this day and age, others may perceive that as someone who is less than just because you don't flaunt. Know the difference. Know what is acceptable. To victimize another person means you don't possess those moral, integrative principles within you. Because a powerful person does not need to flaunt that they have power. If it has to be a flex for you to rub it in someone's face, you may not believe who you think you are. And it's more so a show that you need others to believe in order for it to be validated. Being a humble person is a virtue that God endorses. Because by you being humble, by you being someone who is selfless and yet has self-respect, you prove that you are someone who is worthy of the mantle. Those are those who have the neck that is strong enough to wear a crown. Without those virtues and those principles, you pretend. It is a Burger King crown. That's what I just got in my mind. It's a Burger King crown. It's that paper crown that they wear that ain't real. It's that instead. So, think back on your humility. Think back if humility was something that you were exposed to as a child. Because a lot of times when people don't possess it, it's because you don't see it. If you grew up in a household or in a family dynamic where in order for women to be validated, they needed to put other women down, that's probably the reason why you don't possess humility. And it's not necessarily a negative or a positive thing. It's a point of development. It's a point of growth. It's a place where you can look at yourself and say, if I had that quality within me, that personality trait, I would be even greater than where I am. Because if you can amass a following when you don't have it, imagine just how strong your following will be when you do have humility. Alright, so I'm hearing humility is a virtue that produces winners when winning doesn't even seem like an option. Ooh. Holy Spirit be coming through. Humility is a virtue that produces winners when it seems like winning isn't even an option. It makes sense, because a humble person isn't thinking about winning. They're just being themselves. They want to be a part of the team. They don't need to be the forefront. And you win inadvertently when you play for teams and you help build them up. Holy Spirit is speaking. Like I said, being humble is something that will make you better at all times. At all times. Not just sometimes. Like it says, the trials are not to make you bitter. It's to make you greater. So embrace being humble. And anyone who would make you feel like being humble means you are cheaper, you are less than, you are able to be victimized, that's not the person you need to be around. Alright, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being present for this reading. If it touched you in a really heartfelt place, make sure you like the video, share it with somebody. And I'll catch you in the next one. Love and light, y'all. And peace.